What's going on, folks? The day you have all been waiting for is here. The rework of Tachanka live gameplay reveal. My name is Yusuf McGeed.
And I'm Chris Waters. Folks, we are taking a look at the new Tachanka, his new loadout, his new gadget. We've got live gameplay coming up for you shortly. And a special guest. Please say hello to David Perpiñan out of Ubisoft Barcelona, game designer on the new Tachanka. David, are you excited to show him off?
Super excited. I'm willing to see players seeing the Tachanka rework and how the hard work from the team comes up.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be some carnage, folks. So stay tuned. Before we get into the live gameplay session on the test server, we're gonna take a look at a breakdown of Tachanka's new kit, some starter tips on how to use it, and the whole thing in action. We'll be back with you in just a sec with live gameplay, but for now, please meet the new Tachanka.
My friends, we are gathered here today to say goodbye to our old friend as we once knew him. Tachanka is dead. Long live Tachanka! Everyone's favorite Siege meme lord is getting a much-needed competitive rework. Now, when you're playing Tachanka, you won't hear this anymore.
LMG, mounted and loaded!
And you definitely won't be locked down to a single location. Tachanka now carries his LMG as his primary weapon and packs a new gadget, the Shumikha Launcher, which fires incendiary grenades that excel at denying entry and roasting operators. Thanks to its 5-round magazine and high rate of fire, the Shumikha Launcher can be used to block off multiple entry points quickly. One round will shut down a single door or window, and you can quickly fire off more as needed to spread the love around. You don't even need line of sight to the area you want to cover because these bad boys bounce. As a low-speed, high-armor operator, Tachanka is still very much a backline anchor, but he has a bigger sphere of influence as he can now rain down literal fire from long range. He's a good alternative to area denial operators like Smoke, and he can cover a greater number of small areas more quickly. And if you happen to get caught up in an alarming blaze of your own creation, don't worry. Tachanka, like Zofia before him, can use the withstand ability to get up on his own when down. Now, Tachanka may still be Russian, but these days he's serving up Swiss cheese thanks to his DP-27 LMG. It's the same gun that was available on his turret, but it now comes in a handy on-the-go version. Featuring a custom vintage sight, this massive gun has special destruction capabilities that allow Tachanka to absolutely shred soft walls, eat up hatches, and create lots of openings for Shumikha grenades. He may not be the fastest operator, but his newfound mobility and the destructive power of the DP-27 to open up rotation points in a matter of seconds, even from long range, make him a friend to roamers everywhere. He also pairs well with intel gathering operators like Valkyrie and Echo. With operators now able to ping locations from cameras, Tachanka can be even more effective with his versatile Shumikha grenades. Rounding out his loadout is the option to take the 9x19 VSN submachine gun, as well as a choice between the PMM and GSH-18 sidearms. He can further slow down attacking operators by bringing along barbed wire, or he can pair proximity alarms with his Shumikha Launcher for a spicy attacker flambe. Tachanka is arriving on the PC test server tomorrow for a testing phase before his official debut on all platforms during Operation Shadow Legacy. So get ready to hop on the TS, take the shiny new Tachanka for a spin, and send the dev team your sweet, sweet feedback. And to keep up with the latest in Siege, subscribe to this channel and visit us at news.ubisoft.com.
Oh, good job. Done.
there it is, folks. Your first look at Tachanka gameplay. That's it. We've had a great stream. No, I'm just kidding. We got plenty of more gameplay.
Shut it down. No, we are about to play on the test server right now. Tachanka is, to clarify, not live on the test server yet. That's happening tomorrow. Right now, we're giving you a little preview. Going to play through some rounds. Yusuf will be spectating both sides, so you're getting all Tachanka all the time. And we've got David here to answer some questions, to talk about the new rework. So let's kick it off with that. David, folks have known about Tachanka rework coming for a while, but can you give us kind of an idea of, like, what was the team's goal in terms of, like, we got to do something with Tachanka? What do we want to do?
Well, it's been on the list for a long time. We knew from long time ago that the turret was giving some issues into the game, and we knew where he was in terms of balancing and gameplay. So he got a bit old. We needed to bring it to the new Rainbow Six gameplay style and bring him up from the from the ashes of the balancing matrix. So the objective was that bring him back, get rid of the turret, and bring some new mechanics to the game.
And so the turret is gone, but the LMG is not. And you folks can see it there, Tachanka's big DP-27 LMG. He just hauls that thing around right now, and it still packs an incredible punch. I gotta say, using it, it made me think about like, this Tachanka is maybe one of the only siege operators whose name is kind of like onomatopoeia for what his gun sounds like. It's like Tachanka, Tachanka, Tachanka. It feels so meaty, so strong. This is one of the, I mean, it feels like one of the most powerful guns in the game.
Yeah, definitely. The sound is super characteristic. In fact, we keep the same sound we had in the turret because it's super signature, and also the rate of fire for it. We also wanted to keep the strength and the firepower of Tachanka, so it felt pretty natural to just keep the LMG. It makes sense. It's like the current signature of Tachanka, well, the old now, and we wanted to keep it in the new Tachanka.
So, David, we just saw there, Tachanka got downed, but got back up using that withstand feature, right?
Yeah, that's great. Withstanding, it's something also related with strength and resilience that we wanted to bring to Tachanka. So it's an ability we've seen on Sofia since it was released, and it's something that we wanted to bring back to Tachanka. Now, if you get DB-Neo, you can get back.
What made you feel like Withstand sort of worked with Tachanka's kit?
With the kit, I don't know, but at the end it's going to give you an extra opportunity. You are an anchor. All your setup is going to invite you to be in the back. If you can innovate, you can try another things, but most of the time you'll be anchoring. So you got more chances to get DB-Neo behind an object than Sofia. Let's say Sofia is pushing, for example, all the time, and it's harder to get her behind a cover or something. But Tachanka is more probable to be behind a shield or a cover because he is anchoring. So we might see withstanding a bit more often than we see it with Sofia, for example.
I like it. Yeah, so he pairs well. Then there's opportunities to pair with an operator who can bring that deployable cover along with them into the match.
Yep.
All right, so we're talking a lot about the DP-27, and we're going to see its shredding capability in the match throughout these matches here. We're just playing some casual Let's Plays here to show you folks the new rework in action. But we also got to talk about the new gadget. You see it on his new updated icon. It's the Shumikha Launcher. This thing fires incendiary grenades to really deny area to attackers who are pushing, and to just kind of like make things a little toastier out there for the attacking team.
Yeah, super cool. The fire was introduced into Siege with the Capital rework that we were able to do here in Barcelona, and now it's an established system. I mean, we see it on Capital, we see it on Goyo, and here in Barcelona we felt the confidence to bring that to Tachanka too. I mean, we have other prototypes that brought us to the fire on the grenade launcher, But yeah, it's there. Super cool mechanics also that we'll be seeing during the matches, because you can shoot the grenades bounce, and after the first bounce they activate a fuse time. And it's super cool. It's something new. It's not a projectile that explodes on impact, and it's also a projectile that is heavier than others. So it will bring some interesting gameplay that we haven't seen until now.
Excellent. And just did a little internal renovation here for you folks curious about the power of the DP-27. Definitely able to create some
I'm pretty sure that's like a 3 operator wide hole. Like,
get your whole team coming through.
Yeah.
The whole family, yeah, you can go through.
That's a garage door.
It's super interesting.
Tachanka's not about rotation holes. He's about rotation freeways.
Free access for everyone, yeah. It's cool to bring that too. I mean, the LMG with the power and the sound is super cool, but being able to add this ability that at the end it's something that is contained for shotguns only, being able to expand it to LMGs is great and makes Tachanka way more useful for the team. I mean, sometimes you start the match, no one has a shotgun, then you don't have rotations. But if Tachanka is there, it's an extra chance to get that opportunity to modify your defense area and open those rotations.
Chris, we're seeing here you're sort of closing off the stairway here using the Shumikha Launcher.
Yep, we've got a shield operator in the stairwell that Rook is taking care of there. Well, I'm shutting down this. Oh no! Oh gosh! Oh my god! I don't know how to survive that. So that's one of the things. Like, I had the grenade launcher out there because I was like focused on keeping the flames up. But then the walking into a flames isn't necessarily an instant kill. Also, if you time it, you know they're gonna burn down, and you can quickly push. You can maybe catch Tachanka with his Shumikha launcher out. That's not gonna go real well for Tachanka, is it?
It's not. It's one of the parts that it's really interesting in Tachanka is you can throw a grenade. That's super easy, but finding the good timing and reading the attacker's movement to use it properly, like not being catch with the grenade launcher in your hands and the enemy in front of you. That's insta-dead for Tachanka. You have to read their movements and you have to learn to use it. So it's easy to use and hard to master, let's say.
Yeah, and you may have touched on this before while I was doing some internal renovation, but in terms of knowing where to, send those Shumikha grenades, I was using the proximity alarm in that case. That was letting me know that folks were inside that hallway, saw them walk by. But also, combining with operators like Valkyrie, like Echo, just in terms of the call-outs, it become a lot more important because you can reach so many places if you aim that grenade launcher.
Yeah, let's see how players decide to play it, because at the end we design something and the team makes an implementation and then the players decide how they want to play it. But yeah, I think there's going to be super cool interactions with Intel operators. You can find a safe spot for Tachanka to equip his grenade launcher, a good bouncing parabola to reach a point, and you can either use your own loadout, you can place your proximity alarms, or you can rely on other operators that can give you intel and use the new ping system, for example, to call you on the enemy presence and shoot those grenades.
Now, Chris, I don't want to disparage your gameplay by any means, but we're watching Inspiron here play Tachanka, opening up much smaller rotation holes overall.
Hey, I'm just here to put on a show, man, and the kind of show I can put on is huge holes. Subtlety's not my strong suit.
That's it. With standing again.
Oh yeah, getting back up, getting back into the fight.
But yeah, we got a great squad here of the Rainbow Six devs helping us show off Tachanka in action here. Folks, to clarify, Tachanka is coming to the PC test server tomorrow. That's Thursday. And he's going to be live there. The PC test server, if you own Rainbow Six Siege on PC, you can download it for free. You can get in there and play Tachanka, try out his new kit, put him into some new situations, see what you think of the rework. And then Tachanka will be coming to live servers, to the live game on all platforms during Operation Shadow Legacy. Now, of course, the test server is always a place that developers use to do some balancing. David, do you when Tachanka's going live on the test server tomorrow, what kind of things are you and the team going to be looking for in terms of feedback, in terms of like things you might adjust or things you want to see Tachanka doing out there?
One of the main mechanics of Tachanka is shooting those grenades with the Shumikha Launcher, and we've been trying to have a heavy parabola on it. It's something a bit heavier than Sophia's, for example, Sophia's projectiles. So it's something we want to see. We want to see how easy or hard is to aim properly with it and to reach those shots. So it's something we'll keep an eye on it because we have balancing levers to tweak it a bit and make it go a bit straight. Other things would be the resource management in general, because we've talked about you can remodel or the defense area with that LMG, and it's something that we want to keep an eye on. It have to allow players to open rotations, but it doesn't have to allow you to open everything in the map super widely. And the same for the grenades. You have 10 grenades now, 5 in the magazine and 5 in your pocket. So let's see if that's enough. It's too much. It's something we'll keep an eye, and it's super easy to act on in future balancing sprints or even patches.
Sure. Now, folks, they are looking for not just the data they get back on the test server, but also for your feedback. So if you're playing Tachanka on the test server this weekend in the coming days, go ahead and submit any feedback you have to the Rainbow Six team. They're looking on Twitter. They're looking on Reddit. Go to their official channels and submit your feedback there. Or if you spot any bugs, anything wonky, go to r6fix.com and submit it there. They super, super appreciate any input you have.
Something important that we in Rainbow take in account for new operators and also this kind of reworks, let's say, it's to add enough balancing levers so we can manage the balancing of the operator later down the line. So because balancing the older Tachanka was super hard. I mean, we tried several things and they didn't work, but we've ensured that we have enough parameters to tweak in both in the LMG and the Shumikha Launcher, so we can bring Tachanka to the proper balance.
Excellent. I like it.
There's a couple folks asking about the PC test server. It is free for all Rainbow Six Siege PC players, and the test server is to gather feedback. Obviously, once all that is done, the new Rework Tachanka will come to consoles.
I mean, it will hit both, so...
So, David, just about the Shumikha Launcher, obviously, it's great for entry denial, it's great for, area of effect damage. Was there specific operators in mind or specific types of operators that you were thinking of that Tachanka could help counter?
For what we've seen, it works pretty well for shield operators. I mean, they usually push through narrow entrances, either a breach point or a door or things like that. And they are like, yeah, something like that. That's a good example. It's super good for slow operators that cannot shoot at you. That's the main thing. A shield cannot counteract you like shooting from a distance. So it's like it establishes an interesting circumstance where the shield is looking at you, you are looking at the shield. But you have to be pretty careful with things like that. Who's behind the shield or covering the shield, because they may get you pretty easily. But it's super cool to counter shields and see how they act. Because it's like, okay, I have fire in front of me. I can do anything. I need to wait until it's gone, or call for help from the people in the back.
Oh, Chris, you're picking up your Tachanka right now.
I got you. Tachanka left behind.
Tachanka would have been fine with that withstand feature.
Oh, we got ourselves on Monty. Tachanka, see some flames.
And here we see an interesting one too. That is the amount of ammunition you have left in the magazine, Chris. It's something that the players will need to manage pretty well too, because the reload is not with a magazine like emptying the magazine, putting a new one, you have to load them one by one. So it's something you have to take in account. It's in which moment you are going to stop to load your launcher and get it ready for when it's needed. So it may catch you in a bad spot if you're not thinking about it all the time.
Yeah, I also like, because the disc is so like large, I just have this mental image of all these like empty ammo frisbees lying around. Tachanka's been running around. Like, you know, most of the other operator magazines, like, they're not too big, but this thing is massive.
David, you bring up a really good point, though, about the launcher itself, because it shoots pretty fast, but the reload is going to take you a really long time.
Yeah, you have to be pretty careful. The rate of fire, we decided to have it like super high rate of fire, and it's been there. So what we've seen on the play sessions we had is that depending on who plays and the situation, people can choose. They have an option. They can unload the magazine and cover a hallway completely and escape, or they can manage precisely the amount of ammunition. For example, in that case where you were holding that mountain, you were able to shoot one by one and hold that situation for a longer time. And that's a decision we're bringing from the player. Is there like the panic mode where you shoot everything and you get out, or the I don't know, the tactical mode where you can shoot one by one and you take control of the situation.
Wow, panic mode where you just shoot everything. Just at me next time, David. So sorry, go ahead, David.
No, just saying, we had bigger magazines in some iterations of the prototype, and it was pretty cool because you could shoot, or load your, let's say, 8 bullets magazine, 8 fire bullets in the floor. It was super cool.
Now, one of the things we see when looking at the DP-27, and folks, we're going to give you a little update on the exact numbers powering that. Once this match is over, we'll give you the breakdown of the damage stats and stuff on that DP-27. But looking at it, you can see there's a sight that's like custom kind of vintage sight looking thing. What's up with that, David?
Yeah, in general, Tachanka, the feeling you had already when, I mean, the one we have in retail now, it's super a vintage operator. He likes the old stuff and he likes how they work. It's mechanical stuff, like grease and all that stuff. So we decided to go with a pretty vintage look for that site and for the Shumikha Launcher. The site is inspired by a Second World War site that you could find, for example, in planes. That it's where sights started to be a thing, no? The reflex sights and yeah, it's a small detail that Tachanka has. It does a exclusive sight for Tachanka DP-27, and it's super cool to have it there as a small detail from the realization team.
Yeah, here now Tachanka trying to deny entry here. We have a mountain. We have seemingly the whole enemy team trying to come through this entryway here, and Tachanka doing a pretty good job of locking them down. Although maybe stretch. Oh wow. Oh god. Hold on for as long as you could.
A valiant effort there. All right, this is just the first of a few matches here. We're showing off in our casual little Let's Play session, showing off the new Tachanka rework that will be coming to the test server on PC tomorrow and coming to all platforms live during Operation Shadow Legacy. Worth noting that the operator reworks are free if you already own the operator, and if you don't own the operator, the Tachanka rework will be going for 1,000 renown. So one of the, I believe, cheapest operators available. Want to get you folks a chance to take a look at Tachanka. Now, before we start this next match, I'm just going to take a look and tell you folks some numbers on Tachanka's DP-27. Let's see. The damage is 48. The fire rate, 550. Mobility, all the way up at 50. And, well, the bar looks all the way up. Number is 50. And capacity is 70. Those are the numbers on the DP-27. Because Yusuf is spectating, we can't show you exactly the operator loadout screen.
Oh, yes, we can.
Oh, great. Do it, man. Man, perfect.
Oh, those are not the right stats I want.
Get to the loadout.
Here we go.
There you go. Show us those Tachanka numbers. And, of course, the DP-27, we've been talking a lot about it. Here you see a look at the stats, but it's not the only weapon he has. He also has a submachine gun available. David, talk to us a little bit about like what, adding that to Tachanka's loadout, having him have that alternative. What does that bring to the table?
It feels a bit bad to play Tachanka without the LMG, but you still have an option. You have the SMG there. It's going to grant you a higher rate of fire, which is something pretty valuable here in Siege. So it's an alternative option. You can choose to go with it and try to find, I don't know, if you feel more comfortable with short range and high rate of fire, you have the option to go with it. You may see that we are missing the shotgun that Tachanka had. Mm-hmm. We just took that decision. I mean, you already have some utility on the LMG, so we decided to get rid of the shotgun. So you have less options and they are more clear.
And they've got also the 2 sidearm options there as well, which should look familiar to all you Tachanka mains out there. And then for the secondary gadgets, barbed wire and proximity alarm, those 2 classic items for every anchor who wants to know where the enemy is coming from. All right, we're going to get into another match here and show off some more Tachanka. We took a look at his kit. I'm going to show a little SMG at some point here, see how that works out. But just showing you folks a look at the new Tachanka Rework.
And David, you brought it up, no shotgun, but with the DP-27, do you really miss it? Like that thing might as well be, it does as much damage as a shotgun.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to miss it.
All right, Chris, are you going SMG here?
No, sorry. We're on a new map. I need to just do I need to get the destruction out of my system. I need to destroy large walls, make the site a little less defensible for my teammates, because I'm a team player. No, but you folks know it's always when you have a new operator, when you have someone with new kit, new gadget, whatever, you want to mess around with it a little bit. You want to play around, have some fun before you really get down to the nitty gritty of okay, how am I going to use this to really help ensure victory for my team? David, we've been talking a lot about things that are new for Tachanka, ways that the rework has updated his kit. I'm curious if there are any ways that like things you wanted to keep the same about Tachanka, stuff that you felt like, obviously we see the helmet, right? The iconic domed helmet with the thin slit. Was there anything else the team felt was like you wanted to keep around as part of the character design or the, just sort of the essence of Tachanka?
The strength was one of the keys, and also if you look at the old Tachanka, now the old Tachanka, the turret had like maybe area denial intention, so we want to bring that also to the new one. At the end, Tachanka is one of the biggest memes, biggest lore holders of Rainbow Six, so we needed to keep that identity. I think he's a gunsmith, how he's perceived make us go into the direction of, for example, giving that grenade launcher. We could have gone with a different thing, but it makes sense to go with a grenade launcher because he's a gunsmith. He has to carry as many weapons as he can with him. So those kind of things. The vibes, the vintage realization team did a great work with all that stuff. The Shumikha Launcher, it's great. I mean, when you see it in detail, it's parts from bolt action rifles combined with blank bullets and grenades of fire. It's super cool. I mean, the vibes were need to be there. I mean, we need to keep them. So, and I think we achieved it.
Yeah, as you mentioned, he is, of course, a meme in Siege and a well-loved one at that. You don't want to go messing with the good parts of Tachanka.
I have to say that in some steps of the conception phase, I wasn't there. I didn't join the team at that time, but I've heard the stories of the conception phase. We were closer to keeping the meme. Like other type of prototypes where if you play it, you really were feeling like a god. Like passive abilities, Tachanka screaming in the map, things like that. Just crazy ideas that were in the table. that didn't make it to the end. But we've kept some of that, like the God mode or Tachanka being the God, the Lord. It's something that the withstanding is trying to resemble, because at the end it's super strength. No, I don't know, something like that. The super resilience, all that. It's still there with him.
He's still the Lord Tachanka that we know and love.
The powerful essence of Tachanka allows him to withstand. I really like that.
Chris,
and you saw there,
you had some good there, and you had a little bit of bad too.
It was a little bit of a scramble there. You said. Yeah, I think that definitely the. But you saw my ammo running low, right? Definitely the sort of stunt of eliminating that whole wall. Definitely part of that fun, but and then getting into that situation where like I wanted to throw down the fire and create a situation where like obviously I still don't have my Shumikha Launcher aim quite nailed down because I definitely caught like one side of the bar and like set an area very close to me on fire. So, like little Tachanka follies here for you folks as we show off the new operator. But of course, you can start to, you're seeing not just me play, we are showing both sides. We're showing different folks showing off Tachanka. So hopefully you're getting a taste for some different strategies, some different capabilities, and some different meme plays.
We're seeing AP Team 8 here, trying to do the same strategy as Chris, being a little bit more economical with the ammo while doing it.
To be a theme.
They like to open the holes like pretty big ones.
I know. I think they're just showing off. They know they're on stream.
Yeah, they know.
And I think there's also that kind of like you are, as you start to play any new operator, right? You are getting dialed into what their capabilities are to, the best way to utilize them. And so stuff like how many bullets should I use to go ahead and open this up? How many, if I spend this much early in the round, am I going to have enough later in the rounds? That kind of stuff. You really start to get it dialed in.
Yeah, I think running out of ammo is not something that often happens in Siege, at least when I play. But with Tachanka, if you get a little too trigger happy earlier on opening up walls, it could definitely be an issue.
It's definitely something to master. I've seen rotations open with pretty few bullets, and it's something I'm sure players will try to find what's the minimum number to open a half body rotation. They'll find the spot. If you bring it to the limit, you can make a lot of openings.
Oh yeah, I'm sure once he's out on the TS, the test server tomorrow, you'll have scientific breakdowns of how many rounds are required minimum to crouch through a hole.
Yep, I'm sure of it. Yeah.
Well, and also you start to think about, okay, we're watching a pretty casual stream right now, but the level of play that Tachanka, the broad spectrum of Siege skill that people are going to be using Tachanka at, stuff you see in the European League. If you folks were watching that earlier, and what's coming up later after this stream on the R6 Rainbow Six Twitch channel, the kind of economy of resources, right? Like, okay, I have this many grenades. I have this many of this gadget. We can open this many things. We can open this many walls. We have this operator bring this shotgun because we need that kind of utility. Tachanka's with his with the area denial of the Shumikha Launcher, with the destructive capability of the DP-27, he really starts to factor into that economy of resources and of tools you have in your arsenal to shape the level the way you want, to respond to situations from your enemy, and to add into that calculus. I think it'll be really interesting to see what folks do with them.
Yeah, let's see what they come up with. Also, it's something we needed to take in account. Maybe people will play it and they will feel that they have a lot, not enough resources, let's say. But we have to balance it also for pro players. They will bring it to the limit. I mean, they will. What we do with 70 bullets, they will do it with 10. So it's something we need to take in account, and the balance has to feed both communities, the pro players for Pro League and the casual players, let's say ranked, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's why something like the test server is so valuable, because I'm sure you do tons of internal testing, but you can only do so much. Once you let him out into the test server wild, that's when you can really start to fine tune the balance.
definitely, the more eyes on it, the better. You sometimes get feedback that you didn't see by yourself because, I mean, it's millions of people playing it, so you'll get new feedback for sure.
Yeah.
And remember, folks. Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, for everyone asking about the test server, Tachanka will be live on the test server tomorrow. And for those wanting him on consoles, trust me, I feel you as a console player myself. But, after going through the test server rounds, it will come out much more balanced and fair overall.
Definitely. And Tachanka will be coming during Operation Shadow Legacy and will be free if you already have Tachanka in your operator lineup, and will be 1,000 renown to unlock for all other folks. So you can look forward to chonking it up. Is that a verb? That's got to be a verb, right?
I mean, you just made it one, Chris. Language is ever evolving. We got Ken here on Tachanka. Ken knows if he doesn't have a good showing here, he's going to hear about it from me.
Way to put the pressure on him.
Oh, I mean, he has it coming. Let's be honest.
He has a good.
Man talks a big game.
Right, here we go. We're setting up here on the second floor. Now, David, is there something when you are playing Tachanka? You guys have tested him a ton within the studio. Is there something that kind of emerged for you as like, this is like the thing I really like to do. This is my favorite. This is what I think is really fun to do with Tachanka. What's your kind of your play style in that respect?
Some pretty cool stuff that came out in the studio by some programmers there is were defense based on using Tachanka from the top. I mean, we already see a lot of defenses that are conducted like that. You don't defend inside the objective, you defend from the top. And it's pretty cool, because if you can open the floor with the DP-27, you can throw those grenades through the floor and cause some confusion to the players. It's super cool to see things like that. So it's like an emergent thing that it's super cool to see. And I'm willing to see what players can do with it.
I like it.
And folks in chat wondering who's playing. Chris is, of course, playing. So we're watching his gameplay whenever he is playing Tachanka. But we're basically just following Tachanka around. The rest of the other folks in the game are Rainbow Six Siege developers.
Yeah, we got ourselves a nice little crew here for our casual Let's Play, showing off the rework of Tachanka that is coming oh so soon. We know that you folks have been eagerly awaiting any and all Tachanka news, and happy to be a part of showing him off here today to you.
Yeah, it's a nice, casual match. Not too many try-hard moments.
Just trying to see different ways Tachanka works, but man, once he hits the test server tomorrow, you folks can bet some of the streamers out there will definitely be showing us some very creative ways to put Tachanka to work. So even if you're not, even if you're a console player or you're not planning to hop on the test server for a little bit, look on Twitch. You'll be able to find them. You'll be able to see some Tachanka in action, no doubt. Oh man, I just am every time I think my map knowledge definitely exceeds my ability to do cool things in the map sometimes. But you start to because you watch these pro players, you watch streamers, and you see that they get these lines of sight, they get these angles from above, like you were saying before, David. Across rooms. Now just imagine putting those flame grenades through them, because now they don't have to be lines of sight necessarily. They just have to be ricochet points. So places that you would normally look for those lines of sight, normally avoid, kind of got to also know that, some ricochet grenades could be coming through there. And correct me if I'm wrong, David, but I think it's going to be easier to shoot a grenade through a hole than to, say, throw a C4, which is it's a current, indirect way that defenders can exert some influence through a peek hole or something. Those Shumikha grenades are a lot more versatile in terms of where they can go.
Yeah. It's true that they are a bit bouncy too, and they will need a bit of time to get used to it and see how it works properly. getting used to the bouncing of the grenades. But it's going to be great. I mean, we've seen super cool plays at the studio for the plant denial. It's super great. I mean, if you know where they're planting and you know where you have to be and where you have to ricochet your grenade, then it's plant denied. I mean, you may be 2 rooms across from the plant throwing grenades. So it's super interesting. I want to see what they come up with, because we've played it as much as we can, but once it reaches the hands of the players and they start to play with that toy, it's gonna be great. I want to see what they come up with. I will stick to the Reddit.
Yeah, do you guys just like, it's Tachanka release day, do you guys just start like posting up in the chat or posting up on streams to check out what folks get up to? Sorry, I just got a little gassy.
There's a few people, David, asking about how long the fire lasts on the ground.
If I remember well, it's 5 seconds.
5 seconds. And I think we've been seeing from multiple people here, not calling Chris out, but a little bit Chris too. There's a bit of a people throwing down lots of Shumikha rounds at once. Do you find like it's better to try and blanket a whole area, or maybe be a bit more conservative with your shots?
Depends on the attacker's play. As I said before, it's like you have the panic mode, but I find it more useful when you count them one by one. Like you shoot one, you take your time, you measure the time until it ends, you shoot another one. So in that way, you can hold the place you want to hold for a longer time. It depends also for how long you are in the round, because maybe it's the end, you still have your grenades and you feel a bit more trigger happy and you want to throw a bit more of them. But usually keeping them in stock, it's better, because you don't know what you may find a few seconds later in the match.
Right. Oh, Chris.
Oh, bad news, guys. I was typing something. We have like some side chats going on about planning what's going on here, so there's no Tachanka in this round. So I think we should just throw. We should just go ahead and throw.
We're watching you.
You're watching me.
Yeah. Show me those Oryx plays.
I don't know why you would do that.
You still can open rotations, looks like.
No problem. Tachanka's the only one who can make big holes around here. Fun. I got it too.
Yeah, but I mean, to your point earlier, David, I think we've been seeing some people maybe fire off 2 or 3 shots with the Shumikha Launcher, but keeping their aim relatively the same if they're trying to bank shots or bounce shots. And in that case, the rounds are most likely just going to go right in the same place, and they're burning at the same time, so you're not even necessarily extending the area of effect or the time of the effect. So it's good to sort of space those shots out. You don't need to follow them up. You don't need to double tap every time. And if you do, maybe make sure you're at least covering a greater amount of space.
Yeah, definitely. If you are shooting 2, it's better to modify your aim a bit so you cover a wider area. Yeah.
Things are getting dicey for the old Tachanka-less team. See, this is what happens when you don't have Tachanka, folks. It's just...
they just come in. They just jump into the point and...
just walk right in. Ah!
We got some shield on shield action here. Flash versus blitz. Oh man, full flash. All right, let's get. It's time we get a Tachanka back in.
David, we've been talking a lot about sort of different angles of Tachanka, different things, that in terms of the rework that we're bringing. Is there anything that you feel like we haven't really mentioned yet? I mean, actually, we haven't shown off the SMG, so why don't I go ahead and do that? Well, maybe the defender can go ahead and do that, but actually, this is match point. We might be wrapping up shortly after this, folks, to get you back to your regularly scheduled programming on the Rainbow Six channel. So whoever's playing Tachanka, just chonk it up, do your chonky best to... I'm not going to keep going with that. It's just a limit to how many Tachanka words you can make. I'm only one man. I need the meme crew of Rainbow Six Siege to help me out here. But man, I am so excited for you folks to get to try to get to actually shoot that gun, because it definitely, you've gotten behind the turret of a Tachanka before, but this is a different thing. You can move around. You definitely have that like absolute kind of Rambo vibe with the huge like LMG. It's one of those things that like there are moments in Siege where it's just like very like satisfying from like a sensory level to do certain things in Siege, and firing Tachanka's LMG is certainly one of them.
I agree. It feels super good to have that LMG being able to move around, and it sounds great. So it's fun. At the end, it's fun. You can do a lot of things to it. It brings a lot to the team, the rotations, the area denial. So it's super cool. I'm curious also to see how it dances with other area denial operators like Smoke, because Smoke is already a solid area denial operator that works great. He brings his own shield, and it's played in Pro League, so it's in a good spot. But I'm curious to see how they share that area denial thing. Are they going to pick? I don't think we'll see. Are they going to pick both together, or it's Tachanka more useful in some maps and Smoke is in others? It's super interesting to see how it evolves and how players want to play it.
We saw there a few Shumikha rounds going out to kind of try and spawn catch the other team. Is that a strategy you see very often? Maybe throwing them out, outside the map.
Yeah, they definitely have the option to try it and get a try, but the travel speed is pretty low, and they have to bounce and then trigger, so it's pretty hard to get someone from outside. I'm sure they will find a spot. I'm sure. But it's at the end, it's a mechanic in the game, the spawn picking and everything. So let's see how it fits there.
Well, and they're obviously much more effective in tighter windows and tighter corridors. When you're aiming outside, there's quite a big range of places the rounds can go, and it can be easily avoided.
Yeah. Also, all those rounds shot at the start of the match, you lose them. I mean, they won't come back, so you won't be able to use them when you need them inside the points. So something you have to decide.
Yeah, right. Not the most economical use of them, for sure. Oh, when you're using a DP-27 like that, you don't even need a Shumikha. Great plays coming out from AP team there. Oof, double kill. Ooh, blue team winning. Oh, and look who the MVP is!
It's the Tachanka. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Tachanka rework. This is your first look at live gameplay in action. Yusuf, I think we're going to wrap it up here shortly.
We got some time left.
Well, we're definitely playing some Tachanka. I think, we got a little time left. Do we have time for another round? What do you folks think?
I think we go until we have to wrap up, but we probably won't be able to finish another match, but we can get a couple more rounds in, it seems.
All right, let's get a few more Tachanka rounds in. I want some folks who are in this match who haven't played Tachanka yet, who want to show off Tachanka on bank. Please pick the Tachanka. Show the folks what you got. We'll give you a little more taste before we wrap up here, folks. A reminder, and I'll remind you again of this at the end of our section here, that Tachanka is coming to the PC test server tomorrow. It'll be available for Rainbow Six Siege PC owners to download the test server for free and play, get your hands on the new rework, and give your feedback through social channels, or if you spot any bugs, go to R6Fix and report them so the devs can take care of those for you. And then, of course, Tachanka is coming to PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 during Operation Shadow Legacy. Once David and his team decide all the tweaks and all the balances are where they're happy with it, to send it live and out into the world for everyone to play. So, David, once Tachanka hits the test server tomorrow, will you start you guys start sending clips around, oh man, check out what this player did, oh, did you see this play? Does the team start kind of coming together around seeing all the stuff folks are doing?
First thing in the day. No, I'm sure we'll be looking for all the feedback, and I mean, it's been a long development for the team, and everyone is super happy for being able to release it. And we all want to see the players' reaction, the feedback, the good, the bad. So yeah.
Excellent. Folks, they're going to be watching you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, you know, that first day it's out on the test server, like, I don't know, I imagine at least it's in a way it's like, you know, just being very excited about, you know, putting your project out into the world, and, you know, I'd be all over the Reddit boards and everything, just watching all the plays. Seeing what people draw in walls like Ken is doing here.
Yusuf, I'm sorry, I could not hear you over all the chonking going on.
There's quite a bit of it.
It's not subtle by any stretch, but, you know, Tachanka never was a subtle god.
Alright, so it looks like this is going to be our last round. I wanted to get one more game in there for you.
The last round, the last ride of Tachanka, until tomorrow when everyone can play PC test server. Uh-oh. Tachanka, withstand.
You gotta get back up, Ken. Come on, Ken.
Do it, buddy.
Gotta get to a safe spot. There we go. Fist on the ground.
Tachanka, get back up. Now, folks, if you want to take another look at our video on the breakdown of Tachanka's kit, get some tips on how to play it, share it with your friends, and show folks what's coming to the PC test server, go ahead over to Ubisoft's YouTube channel. There'll be a video there for you to share, the one we showed at the beginning of this stream. If you're watching over on Rainbow Six, Twitch will be soon returning you to your regularly scheduled esports programming today. And we really want to thank you folks for tuning in, watching, getting a taste of Tachanka. Please play the PC test server tomorrow. Take the rework out for a spin and give your devs your feedback. And look forward to the rework coming soon to a console and PC live server near you. David, thank you so much for joining the stream, man. We really appreciate having you on.
It's been a pleasure.
Any final words for folks before they get their hands on the rework?
Play it, tell us what you think, and just cheer for the team for getting it all together and participating on all the stuff. And yeah, just play it and tell us what you think.
Absolutely. Yusuf, shall we wrap?
I think we shall. Folks, thank you so much for watching the live gameplay reveal of the Tachanka rework. If you're watching over on the Ubisoft Twitch channel, go ahead and follow this channel, and you'll be notified every time we go live for special reveals like this, new game previews, new live gameplay, and we stream every Wednesday and Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and you definitely don't want to miss that. But thank you so much for watching. Chris?
All right, folks, take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the competition over on twitch.tv/Rainbow6, and look forward to Tachanka on PC test server tomorrow.
Take care, y'all.